the biggest mistake that I made with Prestige Labs, just my supplement company, I'm glad we wrapped around, was that I treated the supplement business purely transactionally. I did everything that I'm telling you that not to do. I did it. That's why I'm telling you that it didn't work.
By the way, that's the norm for the supplement industry.
Right.
100%. So it's not like you were doing something abnormal. That's the norm.
Another normal example of like, hey, if everyone else is doing it, it's probably not the best idea. But anyways, and so I basically built the whole brand off of transactional sales and teaching how to hardcore close, because that was a skill I had. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hit it with my sales hammer, because that's like, everything looks like a sales hammer when you're good at sales. And so I taught all the scripts, all the processes, how to set up the lobbies, how to get assumed closes in, how to get people on subscriptions, all that stuff, right? But the thing is that it actually happened with First Form. So this is a plug for you. A close friend of mine was a First Form athlete, right? And I was like, dude, sell Prestige Labs. It wasn't because I was,
no, I get it.
It's like,
we didn't even know each other.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, sell my stuff. And the commission that I was paying was significantly higher. And I was like, and I'll give you the special homie. Come on, we're going to dinner. Let's be on the same team. You know what I mean? All the time.
Yep.
And the thing is that he continued to he and haw, and to this day, he still sells First Form.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't get it. Because I did have this really super doctor, like make all the products and like make them accept, like that part I felt very strong about. And I knew my commissions were higher. So I was like, the products are very good and you get paid more. And I just I couldn't compute, which meant that I had a distortion of reality. I saw the world in a way that it wasn't. And that hurt my business. And so when you're taking these lenses off and like Andy's squeegeeing your eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
So you can see things more clearly. The thing that I missed was actually the soft stuff. It was the brand stuff. My creative director sent me a podcast, my 8th podcast of all time. I'll tell you the title. Stop Branding. Because I felt so confident about the fact that I was like, you don't need a brand. I was like, you need to run ads, you need to do cold call, or cold outreach.
Yeah, see, you're the guy I'm talking to. Yeah. You're the dude I'm talking to saying, hey, use those skills to build a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And I didn't get it. And and what's happened is it's like brick by brick, my belief in this first was like, okay, brand and the direct response stuff and knowing the hand-to-hand are equally important. But the longer I've been doing this, and you've been doing it longer than me, the more I'm just like, it's just brand over everything. Because if the brand's right, everything else follows. And the reason that he didn't come over to quote my team was because like I had no brand, or I had a negative brand, whatever you want to say. But like I didn't have a brand that was as strong as First Form. He didn't want to associate his brand with my brand.
Got it.
And that was the thing that I just missed. I didn't get it. Yeah. And so as soon as I learned that lesson, and it took me selling the companies and doing all this stuff to like really reflect, like, what could I have done better? Like, that's why we built acquisition.com. And I was like, so if you think about getting customers, right, there's like 8 ways you can do it. You can reach out to your friends and family individually. You can reach out to strangers individually. You can post content, or you can run paid ads. Those are the 4 things that one person can do. Leveraging other people, you can get referrals. So you get customers to tell people. You get affiliates. So you get other people who have businesses to refer their customers to you. You can hire agencies to go get you customers, or you can hire employees to do the first 4, right? Those are the only ways that you can get new customers. And I had built a business off of every one of them except for off of content. And so I was like, with acquisition.com, I'm going to build it off content because I don't know how to do it. So I'm going to figure it out. And it was only through building content that I understand that it was all about brand.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that when you do start building a brand or a personal brand, you realize, if you do, in my opinion, if you do it the quote right way, which is just give and you give and you give and you give, and then you take a breath and you give and you give and you give and you give, and you're like, wait, should I? Nope. You keep giving, you keep giving. And there's a popular saying that Gary has, which is like, give. Sorry, no. He says,
jab, 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 right hook.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Jab, right hook, right? I think that that's actually the perfect ratio for a mature platform. So if you actually look at television, the ad to give ratio, which is the content, the actual shows, is 47 minutes to 13 minutes. It's jab, it's right hook.
3/4.
If you look at Facebook, which is a mature platform, it's 3 news feed, like from your friends and family or whatever, and then an ad. So that is the ratio for when you're maintaining your current level. But if you look at the platforms that are trying to grow, what is TikTok? Or when they were growing, they didn't have any ads. It was all content.
Give.
It was all give.
Right.
And so the nuance, at least how I understand it for that strategy, if you're trying to build a brand, is give until they ask, which means that you just keep giving. And if no one's asking you, just keep fucking giving.
Yeah.
And in my opinion,
bro, that's my whole strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a person,
all the players.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you've seen these ads in the direct response where they're like, the secret, the 1% don't want you to know. it's horseshit. There is no secret, but there are things that the 99% refuse to believe.
Yeah, dude. Big facts on that. That's fucking gold.
And so like, and I say this stuff because I went like you, I felt so much pain for such a long time because I just didn't understand the way the world worked, especially as it related to business.
Yeah.
And so like, if you can build the brand, when you actually do it, as I've now, been doing it, like you realize that you were wrong before. Like I can just tell you clear as day, you know that this is the right way to do it. And it's slower, and you eat shit for a year or 2 years or 3 years of you building it. And what you're doing is you're finding your voice, you're figuring out your values, and you're learning how to actually deal. Because if every person who comes to you only came from just consuming value from you ahead of time, the type of the customer is different, how bought in they are, they share your values. And so it actually builds this base that becomes a pillar that you just keeps expanding on your behalf. And it becomes kind of like, it's too little for you to notice until it becomes too big for you to ignore, right? Like that's how compounding works. If you start, you invest in the S&P 500, $100 every month, it becomes tiny. And then all of a sudden it becomes unstoppable.